Hey guys, I got a little carried away, so I will have to now redo my pilots. So all in all, I might not even go into as much detail as I did last time, but because this is like my third time honestly doing all these Lukes. So this is the power of the Force. I got this guy. He was probably in like my first 15 or 20 figures. And I used him in my Jedi Starfighters. I used him in everything because, heck, you know, that's what I do. So, awesome detail everywhere. It doesn't really look like Mark Hamill, but that's probably the only bad thing I can say about this figure for being as old as it is. Awesome detail on his coat, his jacket, his knees, his legs. Everything is pretty movie accurate. He even has a comm link. Just really cool Luke. He has a little bit of an action. He doesn't stand completely correct, and he doesn't have the best articulation ever. But like, well, he stands fine, but you can tell that one leg's in front of the other. So I don't know, probably just sentimental value, but if you can find him for less than $5, I'll get him for sure. He's really cool, but if more than $5, you can spend $2 more and get an actual, like a way better articulated and detailed Luke. So now we're on to this one, and this guy came in a battle pack, I'm pretty sure. I got it from a friend. He didn't know anything about it. So the lightsaber kind of looks unproportional. It looks thicker and larger than it does in the movies. And I say that because it's probably 3/4 the size of him. But just put that stuff aside, and he has a wider stance, which isn't the best either, but the detail and the cool, just expanded universe feel of it, is really cool. He doesn't have any posability in the knees, but in the ankles he does, and in the legs. So it's not the best articulation ever, but it's pretty good. And he also has ball-hinged shoulders, swivel elbows, and swivel wrist. And you can tell they put a lot of detail into the hands. And it even looks like they kind of like tried to put a vein in the arms. And it's pretty accurate. He's a little bit shorter than Luke now. You can tell there's a bit of a difference. But it's really, I really like the Luke. It looks like his jumpsuit's pulled down over his tank top, or whatever you'd call it, and he has this working holster on his chest and this expanded universe feel of a helmet. It doesn't have any detail on it other than the little Rebel pretty much logo, and it just has that little safety bar right there, but has this little hose that you can connect to his back, and then you just take that out, and this is what he looks like without it. And it does look like Mark Hamill, and I have to say, even though it's not anywhere close to being the best Luke they made, it's pretty darn cool. It's just cool to have a cool expanded Luke. Anyway, now on to the 2009 Echo Luke. Really, really, really awesome figure. He has this super detailed helmet. It looks proportional to his body, anatomically correct, movie accurate, just super detailed, super everything. Now, he was probably like $7, $8 whenever I got him, and he has the cool everything. and I mean by everything, he has this lightsaber and it has a hole in it, which is more, I don't know if it actually had a hole in like the movie or what, but it's super, just, I love that lightsaber. And he has this comm link, he has just, oh, like, I can't explain, he has like the little packets on his belt, and then he has this little hose that hooks up to his chest plate. And if you can tell, this grappling hook that also comes with him, and it's pretty darn movie accurate. Obviously the hook isn't, but you can take the hook out, and it might be a little bit smaller in the movie, but it's so cool to me that they actually included this into the Echo Luke. But you can pull the hose out, and then you can just take this grappling hook off, and it won't be a trouble. You can just put it on some other figure, or just put it in your little box with your other accessories. The bad thing about this Luke is that he's only for Echo. Only for Hoth, I'm sorry. I don't even know where Echo was coming from. Echo base, I guess. But Hoth, yeah. But if you wanted to use him for anything else other than Hoth, you'd have to have his helmet on, because he has these little gauze all around his neck, or all around his head. Looks like Mark Hamill or Luke Skywalker, so not a completely bad thing there. But still, if you wanted to use him for anything else other than Hoth, you'd have to get a different figure. Unless you were like me and you really didn't care about being movie accurate. So now, here's the vintage Dagobah Landing Luke Skywalker. Vintage collection. Great, great, awesome figure. It's actually the same sculpt, the same mold, the same sculpt, the same everything. Only you can tell that one's a little bit more bright orange. And I'll just point out like two differences. And then it's just the same. So helmet's almost just almost the same. There's just a little bit more detail in this one. A little bit more of a yellow on the visor. Just a little bit more detail, a little bit more everything. And the main difference is that you can put his lightsaber hilt on his belt, and that they actually have a holster for his gun. That's the main difference in this figure. Other than the helmet. The helmet also, well, the face sculpt. This one isn't as snug. The helmet isn't as snug as it is on the Hoth. But that is a spot on perfect Mark Hamill or Luke Skywalker if I've ever seen one. That is probably the most, like McCall would say, that is art. That is an awesome figure. The best Luke in pilot garb that you can get. It's simply the best. But if you wanted to get little play feature, this little grappling hook, I'd say get that one. If you want something to spice up your collection, get that Luke back in the back. And if you're just starting out, you really don't want to spend $10 on a figure or $7, just find this guy somewhere, like at your thrift store, collectible store, or wherever, garage sale. So there's just some tips on all my Lukes, everything. So if you guys can, just tell me what I should now start reviewing. I don't know. I think I might just go through my Rebels and everything else, and I'll show you guys that. And I hope you like it, and may the Force be with you, always.